This is an intro to Assyrian lesson 5. Sorry for the relatively long wait. I've been having some technical difficulties, but I'm back on now. So this lesson is going to be about pleasantries, niceties, and some other important words. Figured these would be pretty good to know before we go any further. Okay, so the first one is going to be please. It could literally be translated as if it's pleasing to you, sort of like the phrase if you please. Imbasmaloch. Imbasmaloch. This is how it would be said to a man. Because of the program, I have to write this as two words. Technically, that's how it's spelled, but when you say it, you run everything together like it's one. Imbasmaloch. Imbasmalach. Imbasmalach. This is how you'd say it to a woman. Imbasmalach. Imbasmalochon. Imbasmalochon. This is how you'd say it to a group. Imbasmalochon. Next is thank you. This could also literally be translated as good as an adjective, and you can use it that way. From the first lesson, hopefully you remember the word merci. That's probably the more common one. This would be more proper. You would use this one if you wanted to show a bit of like some more respect. And then you also should remember the word spy. That's more of an adverb. It could literally be translated as well instead of good. Basima. Basima. This is how you would say thank you to a man. It's also the masculine form of the adjective good. Basima. Basimta. Basimta. This is how you would say it to a woman. It's the feminine form. Basimta. Basime. Basime. This is how you'd say it to a group, and it's also the plural form of the word. Basime. Next is you're welcome. The literal meaning of this phrase is difficult to explain in English, but it's almost the equivalent of no problem. La dakra. La dakra. You can say this regardless of whether you're a man or a woman, or if you're speaking to a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. You just said la dakra. Next is another way to say you're welcome. It's basically just another way to say it. The literal meaning is even harder to explain than the last one. It would just be confusing, but it's just another way to say you're welcome. Khashvaden. Khashvaden. This can be said regardless of who's speaking or who's being spoken to. You notice that it's spelled khahesh, but you sort of run it all together so it comes out khash. Khashvaden. Next is of course, and this is, you can use this in if somebody says thank you and you can say like of course back to them, but you could use it in the other ways that we would use of course in English. Hatman. Hatman. This can be used in any situation. It's actually a borrowed word, so there's no gender involved. Hatman. So now I'm going to go over yes, no, and okay. He. He. This means yes. He. La. La. This means no. La. Khop. Khop. So this means okay. You don't use it as an adjective though. Like in English you could say I'm okay, but you can't use this that way in Assyrian. It's more like if you're saying like okay, I'm gonna go do this, or okay, let's do that, like as an interjection sort of. So it's khop. Khop. Okay, well that's all for lesson 5. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you can go back if anything was too fast or not very clear. Happy to answer any questions if you have any, and hopefully I'll get some more stuff up soon and a lot faster than I have been going. Anyways, thanks for watching. Merci.